There are a few patterns associated with gas exchange in insects, and perhaps the most obvious one is just standard breathing. We call this continuous gas exchange. So you can see here in this fly again that there is that network of air-filled tubes. You're familiar with the tracheal system, delivering oxygen directly to the cells of the insects. Continuous gas exchange implies that there is a consistent amount of oxygen being delivered to the cells and carbon dioxide being taken away. The implication of that is that the spiracles, which are the openings that allow for movement of gases in and out of the animal, need to stay open in order for continuous gas exchange to occur. So the spiracles are predominantly open. Then there is a constant diffusion gradient along the tracheal system. And if you can imagine if you're an insect with a high metabolic demand. So for example, if you were a fly and you were, or a bee, and you're constantly hovering to collect, or ants, right, where you're constantly working and your metabolic demand is high, this makes a lot of sense because it means that oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange are happening continuously, right? Wouldn't that be nice for those of you that do long distance running, right? Or marathons, where if there is a delivery mechanism of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide as efficiently as in insects, you're going to be able to run a lot further, right? So this is continuous gas exchange. Now, you must imagine though, if let's say you were breathing with your mouth open constantly, along with that respiration will also come water loss, or what we call respiratory water loss, right? And you're probably familiar that, after a while, your mouth will get really, really dry, right? That's because you've lost all of the water. Now, if you think about it in terms of the tracheal system of the insect, now just imagine if those spiracles stayed open forever, then well, you're also going to lose a lot of water. So one challenge associated with continuous gas exchange is excessive water loss, right? But in some cases, continuous gas exchange still occurs because even though there is water loss, it's outweighed by the need to get that oxygen simply because the metabolic demand for oxygen is so high. So as a result of which you'll notice there is an implication on body size. And across the insects that predominantly use continuous gas exchange tend to be really, really small. So you think of your ants, you think of your bees, you think of your flies, compared to other insects like grasshoppers and cockroaches and butterflies and moths. Those are actually quite small insects, right? And so that's one implication of continuous gas exchange.